That's why it's a little like the Matrix.
And I had to turn the sound off on one because if not,
I don't know which one of you to look at.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
It's Friday night and there's two of me for some reason.
I feel like the cream of an Oreo cookie.
All right, let's get rid of one.
Let's get rid of one of you and let's have a fun night here on the lovely EridDan Hour or so. It's a Friday night. Friday, October 2nd, 2020.
2020. What a year.
2020. It has been a year, but I will say there's at least only 80 days left till winter. Does that say something? I don't know.
I'm worried if I get rid of this one. Like, I don't know which. I'm going to get rid of one of them. I hope it doesn't kill my camera.
Well, let's hope that's true.
All right.
You don't want to lose you. Oh, and there's goes Dan, and Dan is gone. And he's back. And he's muted. So we don't even have to listen to Dan.
Now we can start the show.
Let's start the show.
All right.
And there we are.
So I think for the podcast version of this, I'd have to edit that out.
Perhaps.
Do people want to listen to that?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I listen to a lot of podcasts that have some intro music. We could shorten it.
Or maybe have some clips. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? Nonetheless.
Welcome to Friday.
It's Friday. It's time to have a little fun. It's a free-for-all Friday here on the
it is, and nothing has happened in the news lately. It's so cool that there's like nothing to talk about.
Really talk about nothing controversial happening, nothing to worry about. Just another fine week in 2020. And if there was news,
so there's a thing in politics called the October surprise.
It didn't happen.
What was that? I have no idea.
There's a thing called the October surprise.
The October, I'm not aware of the October.
You're not, okay, so every political campaign season, when it's a presidential, usually in October, something major happens. Like, I don't know, the FBI director comes out and says, we're reopening the case, and look, we found more emails on a laptop of Anthony Weiner. And there might be more emails. So we're going to reopen this case like 10 days before the election.
Right.
And then it happens at the same time that an Access Hollywood tape happens where Trump's going to grab people by the P word.
You know, when you're in the playoffs, you pull out all the stops.
Right.
Saying here,
But this October surprise, it usually doesn't happen on the 1st. And it's not like an advent calendar. There isn't like one every day.
There could be.
I think there's going to be.
And it's October 2nd, but that's okay.
Well, I'm saying, but on the 1st, we did have a tape comes out of Melania Trump saying F Christmas. And it's ridiculous that she's got to deal with this crap. You know, I've got all these other things I want to talk about. And the liberal media does not listen to me. She's like, I can go on Fox News, but who wants to do that? Which I thought was funny too. And that, of course, gets sidetracked by Hope Hicks, who I think Trump's having an affair with. I don't know. But she looks like a young Melania. There's speculation.
Slander.
Not slander.
Don't be rude.
Okay, good.
Eric, don't be rude. All right.
It's political bullshit.
Okay, good.
So it turns out she tests positive for COVID. She was with Trump in Cleveland. She was with Trump. So Trump announces, I'm going to, Melania and I are getting tested. And we're going to self-quarantine.
My understanding was they were being tested on a regular basis.
Correct.
A while ago.
Although it came out today. Well, we'll get to that. So then Trump says he's being tested. He's waiting for the results.
This is not a political show regularly. So if you have other things you want to talk about, you can sway us to a different direction.
This is a COVID show. I'm talking about COVID. This is zero. I have not said anything political yet.
What
have I said political?
China.
Okay.
Vagina. All I'm saying is.
All you're saying is.
I'm just reporting information. This is not political.
No, you're doing impersonations. There's go ahead.
That's you playing those. I'm not doing impersonations. So then he says it's 7:55 our time, 10:55 your time.
Right.
That Melania and I have been tested and we're waiting for the results. Now they do these rapid tests. They have 5 to 15 minute results.
Right.
Like 2 hours goes by. Almost 3 hours goes by. And I'm like, is the IRS auditing your results for this? Are we going to have to wait years and years for this as well? And finally, it comes out he and Melania are both test positive for COVID and they're going to quarantine.
Right.
Today, Mike Wallace says, not Mike Wallace, Chris Wallace, Mike Wallace's son, says on Fox News that Trump and his entire crew did not get tested before Tuesday night because they all got there late and everyone in that hall was supposed to be tested and none of them were in his crew, including Trump.
Right.
And none of them wore masks. So there could be a lot of people including Joe Biden, at that debate that might end up testing positive the next few days.
Right, but that's all speculation, right? Yeah.
Of course. They're looking at footage of the garden party they had when they announced the new Supreme Court justice nomination. And you see people hugging and kissing, like on the cheek, no masks, people talking, Judge Reinhold close talker.
Again, that's
That's what?
Huh?
That's what? That's political? That's fact. That's video.
But that's not relevant.
That's where they all got it. 2 senators have now tested positive from that event. 2.
Well, who knows? But yeah, you can't. They can't trace it specifically to an event at this point.
They're currently trading it.
Yes.
They're currently. That is where they're saying.
Right.
More people have had it from that particular event than any other event.
I mean, at the end of the day, though, all right, and again, I am not, I'm not an overly political person, but at the end of the day, you got to treat it like anybody else who gets it, right?
But he's the most protected person in the United States, and he got it.
Right.
Absolutely. So what does that say?
Well, and this is going to be. This to me is the more relevant point of this story. I think you could get caught up in being like, see, he did this, he said this, he did this, blah, blah, blah. We know what he did. No, that's not what's important. What's important to this story is how this plays out. It's not important how he got it, why he got it. That to me is all irrelevant. What is more important is the reaction to it, the reaction of both parties to it, and his reaction to it when he comes, hopefully, when he recovers from it. That to me is the more interesting part. I won't say it's irrelevant, but to me that's the most interesting part. That will be the point, that really matters, going forward.
True,
right?
But as Dave points out, he's getting like these experimental treatments. He's getting this the antibodies and the plasma from mutant goats. I don't know what he's getting exactly, but there are experimental things that he's getting. That's why he's at the hospital. And honestly, I don't think Melania has it. Here's my opinion. Okay. I think that Melania is fine because Barron doesn't.
Theories.
Here's why. Barron doesn't have it. No one on Melania's staff has it. Melania has it because if she didn't have it, then it looks embarrassing that Trump and Melania aren't close enough that he could actually give it to her. Yet Hope Hicks did have it. That takes me back to my theory.
All right. That's
theories.
It's a lovely theory.
But the bottom line, going back to
the facts. Where were the facts?
You are fake. He's at Walter Reed Hospital. He was admitted. He'll be there for several days, and he's asymptomatic. He's got symptoms. He's got a fever and a cough. They already confirmed that. So if they have to take you to the hospital at this point, when the White House has the entire thing they need. They have an operating room at the White House. They have everything they possibly need except ventilators. So the fact that he's at the hospital should alarm the entire country. I honestly hope he's fine. I hope, like I said before, I hope Florida's fine for opening up everything. That's all.
Okay. No, I'm just, as I said, of course, and I will more than say if the shoe was on the other foot, he is certainly somebody who would be making statements that were inappropriate. But I think what's more important for those people who are on the other side of the aisle, not to point fingers or see and do all that kind of stuff. And yeah, you want to help with anybody that they recover from it and that they get healthy from it. Now, as I said, what I think is more interesting will be as he does return to the spotlight, what he'll have to say regarding the whole situation.
Right.
And I think, historically he has always been controversial and blunt and said things to get a rise out of people. And so I could imagine he'll come out of this hopefully he does come out healthy, and he'll certainly come out and say, see, it's no big deal. If you get it, you have a day or two where you don't feel so great, and then you feel great and everything's fine.
But there are 210,000 people that are dead.
Oh, I understand.
He's 74 years old and he's obese.
But I think,
and has high cholesterol and a heart condition.
Well, yeah.
China.
Anyway, you're right. I'm not being political.
No, yeah, exactly. I
hate hypocrisy on both sides, no matter where it comes from. And it comes from, because right now, the fact that the Democrats are saying you can't nominate somebody before an election. But 4 years ago, they were saying, of course you can. We're elected for 4 years, not for 3 years. And it's whoever's in power, they always say this, they do the opposite.
I mean, that's the whole thing.
And I get that.
And that's just it. I mean, at the end of the interest, everybody has what's the best interest for their party. And so if it's in their best interest to block something, they're going to try to block it. If it's in their best interest to try to push it through, they're going to push it through. Right. At the end of the day, there's very, very, very little bipartisan. That word.
All right. That's it for the political talk. Unless, of course,
I'm really rich.
Dave wants to say something.
Hey, I bet you Dave has a lot to say.
The only thing I was going to say is that we're already past the point Eric was talking about where, it's mild. He says it's no big deal. You get sick for a day or two. He's already being given experimental treatments and being taken to the hospital. He's past the point where he can say, it's just like a mild flu. It's not a big deal.
And that was one of the conspiracies.
You would think he would be past the point where he could say that.
He can say that.
Yeah, he can.
Whether anybody but his most ardent worshipers will believe it is a whole nother thing.
Oh, they'll believe anything he says.
Oh, I know.
Absolutely.
That's the problem. Because my question is, I was hoping Rick Burdine would pop in tonight, because my question is Rick Burdine more upset that Trump got COVID or that the Steelers game has been postponed?
Because you know the answer to that.
I had to change my whole fantasy. I have Ben Roethlisberger as my quarterback on my fantasy team. And I'm like, now what do I do with him?
Now you lose.
No, I had to get another quarterback for this week.
Who'd you get?
The guy from Houston. He's actually good. He just had some bad games.
Yeah. The guy the Steelers just beat.
Yeah. Well, he's who I had originally. Then I don't do well in fantasy football. So tonight's show.
Yes, tonight's show.
Other than COVID, we really can't do strange news tonight because nothing's stranger than that.
There
was one strange thing I wanted to bring up, which was I noticed that the Monday movie night is still on Facebook. It is not on YouTube. And I was wondering if it got taken down because of Milton.
Yeah, we did have an incident.
Oh yeah, I forgot to bring that up. Yes,
yeah.
Playing Milton did get us knocked off.
That would have been my guess.
To play.
Saturday Night Live.
Not just music. It is. It's. They're watching for everything.
Well, their bots are watching for everything. Yeah,
that's true. That's true. So,
no, I feel like I want to feel like Lorne Michaels was sitting at home going, whoa, wait a minute. No. Don't play my show. What is this Rosenberg guy, this EridDan? What is this crap? Delete. By the way, tomorrow night, SNL's back.
Yep.
Oh, are they really? Are they in?
Jim Carrey as Joe Biden.
Jim Carrey as Joe Biden.
Which I really liked. Dang it, what's his name? Who's on Ted Lasso? Who played Biden last season?
Woody Harrelson.
What's that?
Woody Harrelson was playing.
No, Woody Harrelson. Because
you're thinking the original guy that played him, Jason Sudeikis.
Yeah, it'll just take me a second. But the guy who played him last year was quite good, actually. He used to be an SNL guy.
Jason Sudeikis.
Yeah, that's it. Jason Sudeikis. Yeah, he did. I thought he did an excellent job, and I wouldn't have minded at all seeing him back. But I do look forward to Maya Rudolph as Kamala Harris again.
Yes, she is excellent. I will say that.
With the hair blowing.
They're back.
Oh yeah, the hair blowing as she walked.
Now they're back in the studio. Is there going to be an audience?
What I've heard is that there is I don't think there's an audience. There is limited in-studio stuff.
Okay.
There's some changes being made, but I don't think it's been made fully public what they're doing.
Because, we've been watching Dancing with the Stars, which I don't know if you've been watching this at all.
No.
It's okay. So they are in the ballroom, and they have probably the weakest list of celebrities ever.
What? Charles Barkley and Carol Baskin weren't the strongest of celebrities?
It wasn't Charles Barkley. It was
Who was it?
Oh shoot! It was a classic basketball player.
Okay,
but they're not only pumping in audience noise. The audience noise that's being pumped in is every reaction that they would have to what's happening live. So they're cheering when the judges say something they like. They're booing when there's something controversial. I mean, it is full on.
Okay. Well, is it live?
It is live.
Oh, so they're actually the participants and the judges are hearing the responses as well.
Yeah.
It's not like they're putting this after the fact.
No, it's not edited and after, and so whoever's running the soundboard is doing a heck of a job.
Well, that's what's so jarring. If you watch the baseball games with the piped in sound, the delay is so weird because there is a distinct delay between when something happens, like a close play at second base, and the Finns going,
See,
he's slides in and he's out.
They need to get the guy in sound for Dancing with the Stars.
Well, he's the guy. I mean, he's busy with Dancing with the Stars. He can't do baseball.
That's right.
So I'm going to play this, and I don't think it'll kick us off because.
Oh boy, what are you playing now?
I'm not going to play any audio.
Okay, all right, that should be better.
Yeah, I think the audio is what tags it.
What are we looking at here? I'm a nervous. Is this Oh, here we go.
Yeah, and usually they let trailers and teasers go through.
Nice.
Because they want the advertising.
Well, it is true. That's fabulous.
Look at that.
Well, that makes me that I'm there. Well,
hurry, stop it.
I will watch that later. So hey, I pulled up a little quiz if you two want to try a quiz.
Well, is it a 2-person quiz or do we need more people?
It's a 2-person quiz while we wait and see if we can get some other people in, because this is a very niche. This is a Dan challenge. And
is it niche or niche?
What?
Niche or niche?
He's rearranging us again.
He did. He rearranged this. So this is basically, and I figure, it's going to take somebody who's up for a challenge. And I know Dave is always up for a challenge, to challenge Dan on his Rick Springfield knowledge.
Oh, there's no way I will know everything. I don't think.
Listen to this. Listen to this. Dan thinks he'll know everything.
I swear to God, it was weird because I did research as I wrote the character, so there was some actual personal stuff of his in the script.
Oh, very interesting. Well, so so this is going to be another one of these quizzes where we don't find out what the scores are till the end, but we'll bounce back and forth if that's all right with the two of you.
Is it all Rick Springfield?
It's all Rick Springfield, but it is all multiple choice. So that makes it.
I won't need the multiple choice.
This is for true fans of Rick Springfield. Probably hard for anyone else. The average person gets a 12 out of 20.
That I'm going to know all these.
You think you're going to know all of them?
I think I will.
Curious. All right,
you putting a wager on that, Rick? Or Dan?
I think
Rick.
Yeah, I did call you Rick because that seemed like a reckless statement.
I would bet $5.
Ooh.
That you're going to get all of these. So that's you'll go 10 for 10 on your questions. All right.
I'll go $10. Go $1 a question.
Wow. And I think honestly, if Dave gets more than one, if Dave gets more than one and you get less than 10, Dave wins.
Here's what you do. Here's how you weight it. I get the multiple choice. Dan does not.
Okay.
Ooh, I like that. Okay, that's more than fair.
That might be hard. Okay. I'll take it.
All right, here we go. Dan, what incident occurred to Rick Springfield just prior to his Rock of Life tour that caused him to cancel the tour?
He had an ATV accident and broke his shoulder.
Okay, well, we'll find out later if that's true.
Well, that was one of the options. Else you would have been like, that's not one of the options.
Dave, what's Rick's wife's name? Heather, June, Barbara, or Teresa?
Mrs. Let's see.
Bruce.
I'll just throw June out there for no reason.
All right, there we go. Okay. What was that?
It's Barbara.
It's Barbara. Go on.
It's Barbara. Okay, there we go. Dan, what soap opera was Rick a regular on in the early 1980s?
General Hospital.
Okay.
That was one I might have gotten.
Dave, who wrote "I've Done Everything for You"? One of the song on Rick's album, "Working Class Dogs." Who wrote "I've Done Everything for You"? One of the songs on Rick's album, "Working Class Dog." Was it Eddie Van Halen, Jack Blades, John Bon Jovi, or Sammy Hagar?
I actually remember reading this at some point, but I had no way I remember it.
You mentioned it on the show once.
We did talk about this like 2 months ago.
What are A, C, and D again?
It was Eddie Van Halen. You don't like Jack Blades? Eddie Van Halen, John Bon Jovi, or Sammy Hagar?
I'll go with Sammy.
I believe you are correct with that.
He's actually a songwriter, unlike some of those people.
Dan, what country is Rick originally from?
Australia.
All right.
That's a continent, sorry.
And a country.
Dave, what famous actress did Rick date in the 1970s? Goldie Hawn, Linda Blair, Susan Day, or Kate Capshaw? All of them.
I'll go with Susan Day for no reason.
Linda Blair.
Oh, listen to this. All right.
Did her head spin around?
Oh, I think he did. There was something with him and Susan Day, I thought, because he was supposed to be on the Partridge Family at one point. And
well, Dan, how many children does Rick have?
2 boys.
Okay.
That he knows of.
Dave, what was the name of the first band Rick was in? Was it Zoot, the Springfields, the Rick Springfield Band, or Rock House?
Rock House.
Zoot.
Oh, man. Dan, what is Rick's real last name?
Springthorpe.
Dave, what was the name of Rick's first solo album? Beginnings, Success Hasn't Spoiled Me Yet, Living in Oz, or Comic Book Hero?
Success Hasn't Spoiled Me Yet.
I believe it's Beginnings.
Oh, listen to this.
Comic Book Hero and Beginnings are both very early in his career.
See, so that might have been a hard one for Dan. All right. Dan, what was the name of the cartoon Rick starred in and wrote songs for during the 1970s?
Captain. Oh, shit. I got thrown because Comic Book Hero is just
Captain, oh, shit.
Yeah. Early cable show.
Multiple choice? Do I lose all my points if I ask for multiple choices? I will know it when you say.
I think we should give him one. We should give him one mulligan where he can ask for the multiple choice.
All right. Are you using your mulligan? Here you go.
Mulligan.
Mulligan man. Okay. Here you go. Scooby-Doo, Rockabilly, The Rick Springfield Show, or Mission Magic?
Magic.
Okay.
Last one.
Dave, what was the name of the 1984 movie Rick starred in where he played a rock star in love, his name was James Roberts. And was it the James Roberts biography, Rock Out, James Roberts, or Hard to Hold?
Hard to Hold.
Pretty sure about that one. Yes.
That is correct.
Dan, what was the name of the movie Rick played in with Cliff Robertson and Susan Blakely in 1991?
Oh my God. Why did I use my lifeline on the other one? Oh, it's he's like a, oh crap.
We're coming up with Mission Magic.
No, you came up with Captain.
It's not Mission Magic. He's like her husband. I remember the movie.
You don't own the DVD, the Blu-ray, the 4K Blu-ray?
No.
3D?
Was it 3D? And it's funny, is like when you see the movie, you don't even recognize him because he's got really short hair. It's like the only time I think he's ever had short hair.
80, what was the year again? 80?
1991.
91, okay.
Yes, he was in the movie with Cliff Robertson and Susan Blakely.
It was like a murder mystery or like a thriller. God damn it.
I'll give you a subtle hint. Well, no, I'm going to give you half the answer. All four of the choices start with the word dead.
Dead Air Live.
No.
They start with dead.
Dead. All right. Well, I can give you the choices and we'll let you.
Here's the choice. I'll get it.
That's fine.
All right. So is it Dead Bang, Dead Reckoning, Dead Wrong, or Dead Heat?
Well, I said Dead Heat, but I don't think that. I think I'm going to go with Dead Heat because that's what popped in my head.
Dead Heat and see what happens. What song did Rick win a Grammy Award for in the 1980s? I've Done Everything for You, Affair of the Heart, Don't Talk to Strangers, or Jesse's Girl. This is for Dave.
I'll go with Jesse's Girl just to.
Sure, why not? Who knows?
Yeah.
I would agree, but I thought his Grammy was for Best New Artist, not for a particular song.
Well, he won one for a song apparently. Well, Dan, what year did Jessie Girl make #1 on the charts?
1981, because it was the #1 song on the charts the day that MTV debuted.
Interesting enough.
You mentioned that in the prior show.
Yeah.
There you go.
You're playing Rick Springfield Bingo. That was a mention, yes.
Dave, what is the name of the album Rick released in 2000, 2001? What is the name of the album Rick's released? It's really badly written. In 2001. Was it Tao, Karma, Rock of Life, or Living in Oz? Tao, Karma, Rock of Life, or Living in Oz?
Absolutely no idea, so I'll throw Karma out there.
Let's throw some Karma.
It is Karma, I believe.
Dan, what is the name of the band Rick performed in 1997? Sorry, 1997. What was the name of the band that he performed in 1997? That is not a good look.
Now, is this, just out of curiosity, is this a band he was just like guesting with, or did he briefly have a different band?
It just here's the wording of the question. What is the name of the band Rick performed in 1997?
Yes, he didn't say fronted. It doesn't say formed. It says performed.
Like who did he?
I mean, he guessed it on
1997.
Hi, Mom. No, that's not. I was saying
freelancing. Say hello to your mom. Hello to Dan.
Okay, now he was in the band with Dave Grohl when they did the thing for Sound City, but that was like 2009. So that's not 97.
The 90. What year do you say?
He didn't come back out until 97, 98 is when he came back out of his mini retirement.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I'm going to have to take the multiple choice again.
All right. So here are the choices for you. The Rockers, Sahara Snow, Taoism, or Spring.
It's Sahara Snow. That's the answer. But I didn't realize because there was a girl that he was like well, that might be a different thing. I'm going to go Sahara Snow.
You don't dig the hole too deep. Okay, Dave.
Answer yes or no, sir. Don't give the officer any additional information.
That's exactly right. Dave, where was Rick living Where was Rick living in the late 1990s and early 2000s? Was it Michigan, New York, California, or Florida?
California.
Malibu.
Yeah, it has the most people, so
He was in Malibu, and actually he sold his house to the big house that he had to Mel Gibson.
Dan was stalking him all through the 90s.
Mel Gibson, also from Australia, sort of.
Oh, here we go. Hey, Dan, what rumor almost ruined Rick's musical career in the 1970s?
That he was not singing his own stuff. That it wasn't. He was just a pretty boy, and it wasn't.
Oh, so he was CNC Music Factory or Milli Vanilli.
All right, and here's the last question for Dave. What pet does Rick feature on the cover of his Success Hasn't Spoiled Me Yet album? Is it a snake, a bird, a dog, or a cat?
Bird.
Dog.
That one I
did. Named Ronnie.
All right, so as a group of two, it's not going to give me the score till the end. Dan was correct that he had an ATV accident. And so, yes, and Dan was also correct that Dave was incorrect with the answer of his wife's name being June. He is married to Barbara. Dan was right that Rick was on General Hospital. Dave was correct with Sammy Hagar writing I've Done Everything for You. Dan was correct that he is from Australia. Dave was incorrect with the guess of Susan Day. It was Linda Blair. That he had a date in 1990. He has two boys. Good job, Dan. The band Rick was first in was Rock House. Correct answer for Dave. Rick last name is Springthorpe, and Dan was right about that. Dan was right that also his first solo album was named Beginnings. So Dave was wrong, but Dan was right on that one. Dan was correct on Mission Magic being the cartoon that he wrote songs for. Dave was correct with Hard to Hold being the movie where he played a rock star. Dan was incorrect with Dead Heat being the movie in 1991. It was Dead Reckoning.
I knew it was dead something.
We told you it was dead something.
He did win a Grammy Award for Jesse's Girl. That was 1981. The album he released in 2000 was Karma. And the band he was in 1997 was Sahara Snow. Rick was living in California in the late 1990s and early 2000. So Dave was correct with that. Oh, and it was not lip syncing that almost ruined his careers in the album. The rumor that almost ruined his career was that record companies were paying people to buy his albums.
Oh, yes, that they were padding the stats. They were paying girls to go to record. That's right.
Yeah,
it's like the Scientologists do with L. Ron Hubbard novels. Yeah.
And yes, there's a dog on the cover of Success Hasn't Spoiled Me Yet.
And the Trumps do with books for the Don Jr.
Yes,
you are fake news.
Just kidding. And so there you go.
I feel like I owe $10.
Not sweet for Dan. Not a bad showing for Dan.
I think he got six or seven. That's just much better than I would have ever expected.
Yes, absolutely.
Of course, several of those were just lucky guesses.
Yes. Yeah. I think you both did admirably.
Like, the song one was like, okay, of those guys, who's probably the most known songwriter would be Sammy Hagar. So that was an educated guess. On the other hand, Karma was a pure dumb guess.
Yes. But hey, sometimes you got to,
Yeah.
Excellent. Nice job.
So you're going to return the favor next week, Dan, and give him a Debbie Gibson quiz?
Oh, I don't think that would be Dan might do.
I'll do a Debbie Gibson one right now.
Will you now?
Or do a Black Widow quiz.
There you go. Do a Marvel quiz. And
we did that once.
We did do a Marvel quiz before.
Was that Marvel or strictly Avengers? I think that was
Eric.
Avengers.
Yes.
Are you ready?
With what?
I switched places. I'm asking you.
Oh my.
You get to play Dave.
Oh my.
Debbie Gibson questions. Do you think you know them without the multiple choice? I think you might.
Go get your stand-up figure and put it beside you.
Yeah. I could. No, I'm not. I could get something, I'm sure.
By the way, the average score of this game is 6 out of 10.
Are you on funtrivia.com?
I am.
How about that? I'm looking at the answers. No, I'm kidding.
Are you? Do I need to find another one?
No, that's where I got the Rick Springfield quizzes.
All right.
Yes, I will go with no options. And I am
it.
in no way foolish enough to say that I will get all of the answers.
I hate to say it, but I probably would.
Better than Dave.
I dare say you will definitely do better than me.
All right, I'll start with you, Dave. What year was Debbie Gibson born?
I'm going to say
1968, 1972, or 1970.
What was the first one?
1971, 1968, 1972, or 1970?
I'll go with 68.
Sorry, God.
Eric?
What? Oh, 70.
Yes, because she's 3 days younger than me.
3 days younger than Dan's 3 days older than her.
All right, Eric.
I could have told you how old Dan was.
What was Debbie's first U.S. single?
That'll be Only in My Dreams.
Dave, which of these three songs were not on her debut album, which was entitled Out of the Blue? So one of these was not on her first album. That's what we're going with. So of all four of these, three of them were.
Yes.
Fallen Angel, Foolish Beat, Electric Youth, or Play the Field.
All of his favorite songs. You just listed Dave's Spotify playlist.
And Eric, I know you know this one.
Of course I know this one. That's not fair.
I'll just go with Electric Youth.
You are correct.
That is correct.
That was the title of her second album.
Yeah, title of the second album, right?
Yeah.
So, there you go.
Eric.
Dan.
What was Debbie Gibson's first #1 single in the United States?
I'll do my best, Barty Feldman.
I'm going to go.
His eyes are amazing, aren't they?
With Foolish Beat.
All right. I think you're right.
I think I am right, but
and that to this day she still holds the record. Do you know what record she holds? This isn't one of the questions.
She's just holding it. She is the youngest artist to ever write, produce, and perform. #1.
Youngest female artist.
Well, okay, yeah.
I don't know who the male was. Maybe Michael Jackson. I have no idea.
Or Richie Valens or Wayne Newton. Or yeah.
All right. Who are we up to? Oh, there's Marty Feldman.
Damn your eyes. Too late.
This is Dave's question, in which U.S. state, now there are 50 of them, but in which U.S. state of these four was Debbie Gibson born in? New York, California, Florida, or Pennsylvania?
Florida.
Eric?
I believe that's New York.
Merrick High School on Long Island.
Born at the high school, though. That'd be a whole different story.
Now, I'm guessing it is New York. Dave could be right.
He could be. Absolutely.
I don't know where she was. I know that's where she grew up.
Yes.
Maybe it's one of those more progressive high schools that actually has a maternity ward at the school.
Maybe.
It's very true.
These liberals.
Well, it was 1970.
I was pregnant.
What was the name of her second album, Eric?
That would be Electric Youth.
Yeah, that already came up.
What is Electric Youth?
Dave, what other teen artist debuted in the late 1980s? Tiffany, Britney Spears, Martika, or Justin Timberlake?
Martika.
Tiffany, you are correct, sir.
They were very much contemporaries, yes.
And they starred together in Mega.
However, I never want to hear I saw him standing there again.
Oh, I love that version of that. Get to a Tiffany quiz yet.
Eric?
Yeah.
This one might be hard.
Oh.
I'm just going to say a line.
Oh, no.
From a Debbie Gibson song, and you have to tell me what song this is from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hard to go on, like waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Oh, my.
Can you use it in a song?
Hard to go on, like waiting for the other shoe to drop. That's like two fragment sentences.
Okay. He gets his mulligan now if he wants
I think, and honestly, I think it goes something like "hard to go on, waiting for." No, I can't remember. I can't. Like in my head, I can hear it.
Do you want to ask for the multiple choices?
Do you want the 4 multiples? You get 1 mulligan.
What number are we on the?
Or number 8.
Yeah, you're almost done. You only have one more question after this.
10.
I think you said there are 10 questions.
Yeah, then go ahead. Give me the choices.
Is it Love in Disguise, Out of the Blue, No More Rhyme, or Shades of the Past?
I'm going to go Shades of the Past.
I think it's No More Rhyme. What happens when? Okay, you might be right though. Oh, well, here's the last. Dave, what song does this come from? I know we are right. It's not always clear because we never felt the fear.
Well, he gets the choices though.
Oh, yes. No More Rhyme, Out of the Blue, or Lost in Your Eyes.
What was the first one?
Foolish Beat.
Can you read the sentence again?
I know we are right. It's not always clear because we never felt the fear.
I'll go with D.
Lost in Your Eyes. Eric, what do you think it is?
That's No More Rhyme.
That one is No More Rhyme. I think the other one, I think Shades of the Past, you might actually be right.
I might actually be right.
Now, Eric.
Yes.
What song is this from?
Oh, no.
But baby, we got nothing to lose. I'm standing tall in my own shoes.
Shoes.
A Nike commercial?
I know this one.
That's We Could Be Together.
We could be together. Let's submit our answers. Debbie was born in 1970. Her first hit single
No, I was wrong on that. That was my question. Eric got it right, but I got it.
Oh, yeah. Eric got it right. She was one of 4 girls. I thought there was only 3. Eric, first U.S. single, Only My Dreams, came out summer of 87. The summer of 87, Eric, right?
87, that was.
Yours. Which songs were not on her debut album, Out of the Blue? Electric Youth. Her first #1 single, Foolish Beat.
Oh, I was right on that. Good.
It wasn't until June of 88. It was a year later.
Oh, it took her a whole year to reach #1.
But they released, because that's all off of the first album, but they released Only in My Dreams first and Out of the Blue, before they released Foolish Beat.
Right. In which U.S. state was Debbie born? New York is correct.
Yeah, all right.
I got that wrong. I said Florida.
Oh, you're right.
Islands where she was born. High school. I'm missing your sound effects.
You're not hearing those?
No, I heard it. I just was talking over it.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
Play it again.
China.
Second album.
That was Dave's.
That was mine. Yeah. And that was yours because you got an easy one because you'd already said
that's right. And I said Electric Youth. Yes.
Is that right?
Fourth album would have been a harder question. Go ahead.
What other teen artist debuted?
I got that right.
Tiffany.
Tiffany, right? Very good.
From which song does this line come? Hard to go on. You said Shades of the Past. It actually was No More Rhyme.
Oh, that hurts.
And the next song was also No More Rhyme.
Which I got wrong.
Right, what you got wrong. That's right.
And then, but baby, we got nothing to lose. I'm standing tall in my own shoes. We could be together for a while.
Absolutely.
Eric missed one.
I missed one.
So,
Thank you very much. That's really nice. Thank you.
Yeah, I have comments that I'm not going to comment on.
You could be playing Mike Pence sound effects. Unfortunately, I'm not sure they actually sound like anything. It would just be
I have been playing those. You just haven't heard them.
They just get lost in the white noise. Very, very white noise.
Any other? Now, Dave, is there a band that you know everything about? That
I think we could definitely. I think Dan. I think you need to go against Dave on a Spinal Tap quiz.
I've seen it once years and years ago, so I probably will get a lot wrong. But I probably know as much as Dave knows about Debbie Gibson.
That's probably about right.
All right, let me see here what I can find, and let me see. Problem is, there's a lot. Shockingly, there's a lot more Spinal Tap quizzes out here than there were Rick Springfield. So let me check here for a couple that I can find one. Here we go.
How many questions? Don't want it to be too long.
10 questions.
Oh, that's
breaking
fine.
news. Breaking news.
Uh-oh. You got breaking news?
Kellyanne Conway.
Positive?
Positive for COVID. She was not at the rally.
She was at the Rose Garden ceremony?
The Rose Garden ceremony.
Yeah.
There's another one.
Yeah. That seems to be the most likely event.
And yes, Borat 2, Adam mentions, is coming out.
Yes. The trailer's been dropped. Yep.
Fantastic.
Coming to Netflix.
Amazon.
It was Amazon? I thought it was
Amazon.
Okay, so
I think the name of it is amazing.
I've got a Spinal Tap quiz from The Guardian, or I've got one from Fun Trivia, but it's 25 questions.
25 seems a little long.
We could maybe do the top 10 of those. If
Okay.
or I've got let me see how many are on this one. Let me see.
I would definitely cap it at 20, and I think 10 is better.
All right, let's do the 10.
Okay.
Let's do the 10 here. Sure.
Real quick, though, here's the title of the new Borat movie. It's called Borat Subsequent Movie Film Delivery of Prestigious Bribe to American Regime for Make Benefit Once Glorious Nation of Kazakhstan.
Nice. I've never seen the first Borat movie.
What? You've never seen Borat?
We have our movie for next week.
Oh my!
We've discussed.
I don't want to go that inappropriate.
We discussed my uncomfortableness with uncomfortable humor.
That would be
somebody else
very much not in your wheelhouse.
No, and I recognized that years in advance. That's why I've never watched it, because I'm like, oh.
Especially when he's putting real people on the spot. I mean,
just did it. Like what was the guy on MTV? Tom. Come on, who's the
Tom
guy?
Green?
Yeah, Tom Green, who would go out and put strangers in uncomfortable.
Freddy Got Fingered? One of the worst movies of all time.
Yeah, you see, I can't do that. So, okay, here we go. Are you ready? Spinal Tap quiz. First person to 10. No, we'll see how this works. I'll go first here. Dave, documentary maker Marty DeBurgi, played by Rob Reiner, opens the film by recalling the first time he saw the band in a Greenwich Village rock club. What was it called? Now, does Dave get the choices here or not?
He can. If he can answer without it, that's fine. But if not, he's by all means.
You give me the choices. I don't know if I know that one. I haven't seen it in probably about 5 years at this point.
Was the let me see, was the rock club called the Magic Peach, the Electric Banana, or the Loud Melon?
Well, interestingly, there was a Pittsburgh club called the Electric Banana. I saw Ian Hunter there. But I don't know. What was the first one?
The Magic Peach. Oh, wait, is that a picture of Dan and Rob?
Yes, I've seen that on his Facebook page.
There's a name drop of the night.
I'll go with the Electric Banana.
Electric Banana. Let's go with that. I have no idea if that was right or not. This is a very hard quiz. Dan, which singer-songwriter played keyboards with Spinal Tap for their first appearance on a 1979 ABC sketch show? Was it Loudon Wainwright III, Jackson Browne, or Randy Newman?
I'm going to say Randy Newman.
All right.
This is real trivia.
Yeah, this is real trivia here. This maybe should have stuck with the other side. Dave, which of these sets of album titles are not from Spinal Tap's fictional back catalog?
This I should know. Okay.
Okay, so these are lists of 3,
and one of them is not one of the ones.
3. All right. We have Intravenous de Milo.
That was one.
Sweats and Shark Sandwich, or Bent for the Rent, Smell the Glove, and Brain Hammer, or Warmer Than Hell, Swallow My Love, and Bitch School.
Wait, what? Well, Bitch School was a song. It wasn't an album.
Which of these sets of album titles? Yeah, man.
Well, Shark Intravenous de Milo is definitely one, as is Shark Sandwich, as is what was the second set?
Bent for the Rent, Smell the Glove, and Brain Hammer.
Brain Hammer is definitely one, so it's going to be the third one.
And then we have Warmer Than Hell, Swallow My Love, and Bit
C. Yeah.
So you say C, okay. Dan, what's unusual about the instrumentation on Tap favorite Big Bottom?
Oh,
song Big Bottom. I know this is so badly written. What is unusual about the instrumentation on Spinal Tap, on the Spinal Tap favorite song Big Bottom? There are no guitars, there are 3 bass guitars, or there are 4 drummers.
I'm gonna go 3 bass guitars.
Okay,
that is correct. And when they did it on SNL, they actually introduced it as on bass, there's David Hubbins, on bass, Nigel Hefno, and on lead bass, Derek Smalls.
That's awesome. Dave, towards the end of the film, the band discusses making a musical about Jack the Ripper. What is it?
Saucy Jack.
Jack is one of the choices. Okay. Dan, who plays the Frank Sinatra obsessed limo driver who calls the band fucking limeys? Bruno Kirby, Billy Crystal, or Daniel Stern?
I'm gonna go Bruno Kirby.
That's correct.
Dave.
The late Bruno Kirby.
Yes.
Oh.
May he rest in peace.
Seriously. Dave, what's on the bill above Spinal Tap when they play at the amusement park?
Puppet show?
A blood drive, a hog roast, or a puppet show?
Puppet show, yeah.
Okay. Dan, Paul Schaefer, now best known as David Letterman's band leader, like 8 years ago.
Still probably best known for that.
That's best known for that. Plays an incompetent promoter from Polymer Records.
Polymer Records, yes.
The character's name. Terry Ladd.
Wait, say again.
Puffkin or Bob Hookstratton.
Say it one more time.
Terry Ladd, Artie Fuffkin, or Bob
Artie Fuffkin.
Yeah,
that's correct.
That's correct. All right, Dave. Wow. Derek Smalls' one-handed bass playing technique was reportedly based on the bassist from what British metal band? Saxon, Judas Priest, or Motorhead?
Motorhead isn't British.
It's a trick question.
Question. I'll go with. I don't think Judas Priest is British either. I think they're. So it's got to be Saxon.
Okay. And Dan, Spinal Tap frontman David St. Hubbins claims St. Hubbins is the patron saint of what? Chapeau, stuffed olives, quality footwear.
Quality footwear sounds like the funniest one.
You gonna go with that? Sure you are. All right, here we go.
That is the correct one. You were very good at your guessing.
Sounded funniest.
Yeah, seriously. All right, so here we go. They were at the Electric Banana.
Okay.
It was, and then in the sketch show in 1979, it was Loudon Wainwright III, so it was not Randy Newman, but that was a wild guess. Dave was correct on the album choices that were not they're part of their albums. Dan was correct on 3 bass guitars. Dave was correct on Saucy Jack. Dan was correct with Bruno Kirby. Dave was correct with a puppet show. Dan was correct with Artie Fuffkin. Dave was correct with Saxon. And Dan was right with quality footwear.
Oh, the only one you missed was Loudon Wainwright III.
Yeah, seriously. Which,
well done.
Wow.
How about that? So
we did better combined on that than we did on the other two.
Yes.
Yeah, so between the two of you, got a 9 out of 10.
It's comedy based. I mean, that's right up your wheelhouse, Dan.
I just went with what I thought was funny.
Yeah. I mean, Artie Fuffkin is clearly the funniest name out of those ones you read. So
yeah.
And you could just hear Paul like, "Hi, I'm
Artie Fuffkin."
And that scene, because he has a promotion at a record store and nobody shows up because he never got word out they were going to be there. So he's saying, "Oh, come on, it's my fault. It's my fault. Come on, spank me. Come on." And he's like, "Hit me. Come on, kick me in the ass." He's bending over. "Kick me in the ass. Come on, kick me in the ass."
This might have to. I think we have to do a doubleheader of Spinal Tap and Borat.
Oh, wow!
We did watch just tonight. We watched Young Frankenstein.
Oh no, see, that's interesting. Just tonight I watched Beetlejuice.
I watched half of Young Frankenstein, not because I fell asleep, because I forget why.
We were going to initially watch Beetlejuice because I had seen that it was on Peacock. I went to Peacock to watch it, and it says, this movie is no longer available on Peacock.
That always happens when we pick a movie.
But Margaret had noticed just earlier that it was being broadcast on some cable station tonight. So we set it up for
It's actually playing. It was funny because we were
it's playing right now.
And when we turned it off, it was playing on what I think Freeform, what used to be ABC Family. And it was like, wait, we just finished watching this, and it's on now.
Isn't it the coolest thing in the world when you get in your car and the radio's playing like your favorite song or one of your favorite songs that you were just listening to, like on your iPod or whatever your music choice is? It's kind of like that with TV. Like you see, like there's a show you want to watch, and oh my God, there it is.
Well, there's so many channels now.
Well, it is true, and and so many radio stations.
Depending on so many people doing streams. I mean, man,
that is very true.
Anybody can have a stream these days.
Speaking of, tomorrow's car show is going to be very unique. You can't be very unique. Tomorrow's car show is going to be unique.
What is going to be unique about it?
Rafi and I, as part of our Cars and Coffee group, are going to a private car collection in a town called Squim. And the whole group, there's like 14 of us driving up, and they're like, hey, let's do it on first day, because most of the guys in the group are older, retired gentlemen. And they're like, let's do it on Thursday. And we're like, can't go Thursday. Rafi teaches college in San Francisco, but he's doing it remote. And I have a job. So I'm like, how about Saturday or Sunday? And they go, okay, Saturday morning. And then I'm like, well, we have our show. And so Rafi and I were going to do a best of. But then we changed the idea to do live from the car ride. So Rafi and I will probably be wearing masks.
Otherwise known as an accident waiting to happen.
Otherwise known as Last Will and Testament.
No, we're gonna do karaoke. No one's done that before in a car. And we're gonna drink coffee. No one's done that in a car either. So it'll be really, it's unique. It's unique. That's what I'm saying.
I noticed as I was watching comedians in cars getting coffee. What he did, I think it may have been the very first episode, when he was in a 1952 Volkswagen with 9 horsepower. I was thinking, that's got to be the lowest output of any engine on the show, and it wasn't. Because he then came in sometime late in the it was the second season, he drove a 1950 Citroen that had 7 horsepower. And he could barely keep it running.
What's crazy though is if you think about having 7 horses in front of your vehicle pulling it, that's a lot of power.
It sounds like the premise of Future 3.
Come on, Marty. Come on, Marty. So what we're going to do is the show will be a little earlier because we're leaving around 9:30, and I have the mount in my car, and it'll just be the two of us wearing masks because we're within 6 feet of each other. We will open the windows later after the show.
Will you be controlling the graphics as you drive?
No, there'll be no graphics on the show. I don't know that we'll have any questions.
The passenger seat should be for questions.
Yes.
See that Tammy's got a question about what kind of car.
Yeah, hi. What do you do after an accident? Let me show you.
Exactly.
Now, my wife just texted me something.
Really?
Yeah. She said, this is a good one for you 80s fans. Kind of captures it all. And it's Martika Toy Soldiers.
Oh, we just talked about.
I know.
You mentioned Martika.
And I think the song itself relates to what's going on in the world right now.
And that is the song that you get excited when it's on the radio because that's like your favorite song. No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
No, that would be Fridays.
Fridays.
Now, I wonder what the lyrics are to this because I can't play the song, obviously.
No, don't play Toy Soldiers. Don't do that.
Step by step, heart to heart, left, right, left, we all fall down. Step by step, heart. Okay. We never win the battle. Wages on for Toy Soldiers. Okay. I'm supposed to be the soldier who never blows his composure. His composure is his roommate. Sorry, that was easy.
Couldn't resist, could you?
Even though I hold the weight of the whole world on my shoulders, I ain't never supposed to show it. My crew ain't supposed to know it. Even if it means going toe to toe with the Benzino, it don't matter. I never drag him. Oh wait, this is Eminem's version. Hold on a second.
You sound just like it.
There. I'm like, this doesn't make sense. What is she talking about?
Wait, that's very minimalist version.
It wasn't my intention to mislead you. I never speak in this way. What can I say? It's true. I did extend the invitation. I never knew how long you stay. When you hear Temptation call, bit by bit. I'm not seeing it here either. All right.
I think you were hoping for, I don't know.
Adam wants to know what kind of car we'll be driving in 2017 Kia Soul EV.
Ooh.
I'm taking a chance of getting there and back on one charge.
How far away is it?
It's 50 miles.
So you're going 100-mile round trip, huh?
And I've got a 109-mile range. I won't bring my plug with me.
And a very long extension cord.
There are places I can plug in along the trip.
Yes.
I've already checked.
If you need to, yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, just in case you have to idle,
So Rafi will probably be looking at the questions as they come up, as he'll be the passenger. So if you do have questions during the show, I've never started a show on this. You can do it now.
This will be an experience, or there might not be a show tomorrow.
Correct.
Go either way.
Yes, if we're not on, that's why. Eric's been talking about Ecamm, which is one of the ones we've tested before, and it looks like they have a feature to do what we're doing here.
They do. They just rolled out. It's in beta. Because Ecamm used to rely on Skype if you wanted to do interviews, but they just released a feature that now lets you do interviews where you could have people come in. It's a very full. It's not free. Right. I mean, but what you're paying for here isn't free.
It's the same price. This is $25 and that's $25.
I thought Ecamm was a little cheaper. I guess unless you want the pro.
It might have been. I think the pro was 25 because I was going to do both. I'm like, I'm not doing both.
No, there's no reason to do both.
And is that for perpetual license?
Yeah,
no, monthly.
Monthly. Okay.
So it's a monthly fee.
Okay.
All these services that are offering this to a monthly fee.
Okay, so yeah, $25 for roughly what'll probably be a one shot.
Right. Yeah, not worth that.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, and StreamYard does let you go live from your phone, so you shouldn't have any problems. But yeah, I have been looking at Ecamm a little bit just because it does do some there's nice effects there as far as this kind of thing goes. But because I used to be able to do the virtual cam here so that I could actually have my own special effects if I wanted to, but it doesn't seem to be working anymore. So
yeah, so we will have effects that we'll be able to do. Yeah, there's a lot of cool Ecamm I loved other than this part.
Right. And right now they're I think they're only up to 4 people, which I know you don't like either because you like a crowd.
I do like having the waiting room. Like this was 6, but you had 4 people that could sit in the waiting room.
Right. Now what's interesting to me, really in the nerdy weeds here, but on the Ecamm waiting room, you actually can see the show.
Oh, that's
you
nice.
don't have to go to your Facebook to watch the show.
That's very nice.
Be in the waiting room. You can make comments. You can see the comments. Still.
I thought you could watch the show when you're in the waiting room on this one.
Is that true?
Hold on. Let's put you in the waiting room. Can you see anything right now, Eric? Nod your head if you can see anything. Okay. Can you hear us? All right.
That is correct. I can actually. I can see you all.
I'm in the middle. Ooh.
Ooh, now you're in the middle. Yeah, you better gotta stand up tall. Okay, so so let's talk.
Are we doing a cup and ball game here?
Let's talk a little bit about what we've been watching on TV lately, because I've got some shows that we've watched besides Dancing with the Stars.
I have been watching Ted Lasso.
Oh, what is Ted Lasso?
It's an Apple TV show that
I've never watched any of those shows.
It's based on. It's weird. It's the best show I've ever seen based on a commercial. Better than the Geico Cavemen. They're in a commercial for whatever U.S. network it was that was showing World Cup soccer or something like that, some soccer tournament, and they had Jason Sudeikis as this American football coach who was signed up to coach a soccer team, not knowing anything about soccer. And then 2 years later, when they were broadcasting again, they were in a second commercial. It was just like 3-minute commercials. They were more like teasers. And they decided to make a TV show out of it. And I saw really rave reviews of it. So I've watched the first 3 episodes, and it's really growing on me. It's a really interesting show.
Wasn't there a Rodney Dangerfield movie called Ladybugs that was something about him being a soccer coach?
That is not a good movie.
I'm watching
Ladybugs was, hey, I'm a youth group leader at my church, and here's a Rodney Dangerfield movie that says it's PG. No,
PG, I mean, pretty graphic. Okay,
we're not watching this anymore.
Depends on what church you go to, Eric.
That is true. The church.
Do you guys remember, Eric, you and I talked about doing a show about TV instead of movies one night, like picking like a TV something we could binge, or shows that like got canceled too soon. There's a show called It's Like You Know.
Oh, I remember the title.
It was on right after Seinfeld went off the air, and it was basically an LA version of Seinfeld. Evan Handler was a bald guy, which he's in everything because he's bald. And he named Shrug, and he was kind of the Kramer character. And the George kind of character comes from New York to write a book called something about LA and I Can't Stomach It or something like that. And he was going to live in LA for 2 months. And the big joke was, everybody moves out here. They're only going to be here 2 months. And 10 years later, you're still in LA.
You're still waiting on tables. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And the line that I remembered was something like, everybody comes out here and, they complain about the earthquakes and the heat and the riots and, the cost of living. But then it's a warm day and you're playing softball and you're wearing your shorts and it's January. And that stuck out to me as a.
That's really funny.
And Jennifer Grey's in it. She plays herself after her nose job.
I do remember that. I do remember that aspect of it. And
it's only on YouTube.
Oh, really?
Somebody uploaded them. Like, it's not even officially streaming anywhere.
Oh, no, that's funny.
Yeah. So I watched 2 episodes of that.
Nobody cares. So there's a new series. There's a new series out called LA's Finest. Heard anything about this one at all?
Is it like Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
It's Jessica Alba as a hard-hitting police detective. And I
know she was in the city, right?
I gotta say, this is one of the worst things I've ever watched in my life. And I watched, Take the Money and Run. This is really bad. This is
like you watched Howard the Duck.
So here's the gist of what this is somebody saw the Bad Boy franchise and thought, what if it was women? And what if they were worse cops? What if they were the worst cops to ever be cops? Like, what if they were breaking the law all the time and beating up people and going around the system? Because in 2020, people are amused by cops who aren't following them.
So timely.
So this will be really funny. People are going to think this is so wild that these cops are getting stuff done and they don't care about the rules. And if they have to rough somebody up who doesn't deserve to be roughed up, that's okay because they're women and they're out to get justice.
Wow, that sounds like a real winner.
2 episodes in. And, and
we're Pilot and Defiant, the first 2 episodes.
Are you continuing to watch it?
I don't know. It's one of these things where it is such a dumpster fire.
Was it last season or 2 seasons ago when after Castle had ended and Nathan Fillion went on to do The Rookie. And we started watching The Rookie because we liked Nathan Fillion. And we watched maybe a couple of months, like 7, 8 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And I finally said to Margaret, or she said to me, I can't remember who said, I said, would we be watching this if Nathan Fillion wasn't in it?
Oh, it's
no. It's really not that well written. It's not that compelling. Let's just stop. Let's get that hour back each week.
Jessica Alba is my Nathan Fillion. I mean, it goes like, well, what brought Jessica Alba out to do a show, right? She's got all the money in the world, right? She's got The Honest Company. She's
made so much money off of that. Yeah.
She's still checking those. She's cashing those Dark Angel checks from 1997. I'm sure she's fine. And so it's like, well, here's a project that she obviously was like, no. I have a feeling it's more like, oh, they said I could have a producer credit. And so
or she could be. I don't know what her personal life is like. Maybe she just reached the point where she wants to get back to work and wanted to try something different.
Yeah, this is different. So I don't know. I would not recommend. It's just really bad. It's really it's appalling. But it's. I thought we were
supposed to talk about things that were good.
I think we can talk about it. I brought this up as what have you been watching?
Oh,
is all I've said. We can talk about things that are good. What do you want to talk about that's good?
Well, it's like 8:30 or 8:15. I mean, it's we're bringing up a whole new topic.
Yeah.
Show.
They did. That's
what I'm still watching Star Trek episodes I never knew existed.
Adam Jones says that Lovecraft Country on HBO is a good show. I've not watched or heard of.
I've heard of it. I don't know much about it.
So I will say that we finally watched the 3rd season of Glow, and I know that's like 8 months old. But it was really good. The Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling on Netflix. We enjoyed. We also watched Enola Holmes. Have you heard?
That was I have mixed feelings about the premise for that. It takes me back, unfortunately, to remember Mrs. Columbo.
No.
Yes. Vaguely. After Columbo was off the air, they decided to have a show because he always talked about his wife, and he never gave her a first name. He always just called her Mrs. Columbo. She never appeared on screen. And they decided we'll do a show where she's the detective and she's the mystery solver, starring Kate Capshaw, who eventually became Captain Janeway on Star Trek Voyager, and then everybody hated the name Mrs. Columbo, and they thought the network went, oh, that's why they're not getting ratings. Bad name. Then they changed it to Kate Columbo. No ratings. Oh, we just don't have the right name yet. So then they changed it to Kate Loves a Mystery. And then they decided maybe it's not the title and finally canceled it.
It's not.
Did she talk like him and wear a trench coat?
No, it was just it was just trying to capitalize on the Columbo name. It had no redeeming features whatsoever.
Murder She Wrote.
Yeah, it's like Murder She Filmed about someone doing it on an iPhone. That would be.
I missed that totally.
Yeah.
Have you watched Enola Holmes?
No, I am familiar with it and a little bit of the controversy that surrounded it, which was silly. But
I was not aware there was controversy around.
The controversy was the Doyle estate was claiming, because some of the Doyle stories have fallen in the public domain and some have not. The earlier ones have, the later ones have not. Their claim, and boy is it tenuous at best, is that early Holmes was completely asocial. No emotions, no sympathy, no empathy. Later Holmes, in the last quarter of the stories, gained some of that. And that by instilling that in Enola Holmes, they're using themes from stories that are not in the public domain, and therefore they were trying to sue Netflix. Is utterly ridiculous.
Oh, that's really funny.
Yeah,
it's cute. It's cute. If you have Netflix, I think it's worth watching. We watched this Millie Bobby Brown. Not having powers from the upside down. Which would have made it interesting as well.
Much more helpful, yes.
But have you guys watched Utopia yet on Amazon?
I read a little about it, and I've seen mixed reactions to it, so I haven't watched it yet.
I haven't either. My mom has, and I think I'm going to watch it.
The majority of the time, I have been rewatching the entire run of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Just so that I can say that I have.
I watched yesterday.
What'd you watch yesterday?
I didn't take my wife's car into the shop, and I had my phone with me, and there was one of those 20 things you didn't know about the movie Looper. And so I started reading it. I'm like, wow, I haven't watched that in forever. So I put that on in the background.
Nice.
That's a great movie.
I wouldn't call it great, but I really enjoyed it.
It's a really good movie. How about that?
Yeah, I did enjoy it a lot. Yeah.
Like if we did a movie night where we didn't do a comedy, would we do sci-fi? Would we do horror? Would we do a romance? What would we do?
I wondered about maybe, introducing the concept of once a month. Maybe we do something that's not a comedy.
We could have a sci-fi night.
We could, yeah, absolutely. We can mix it up every once in a while.
Maybe a sports night.
Was it Adam that said when you did the three Back to the Future movies, you liked the second one best because it was most sci-fi?
Yeah.
So clearly, there are people out there that's their wheelhouse, and that's what they really enjoy the most.
Yeah, I think sci-fi, time travel, nerd.
I would do a sci-fi and or a time travel movie. Well, I think sci-fi movies.
Absolutely. No, I think we're all up for that. I think
it doesn't have to be comedy.
Interesting, but I think that every once in a while, doing something different is a good idea.
Oh, you cruel man!
Here's William Shatner directing. Action.
We can, we just one night we'll review all 13 of the Star Trek movies. Can we just do that? And
you have to binge them that week.
You have to binge them during the week.
Yeah, I'm almost done with 4 finally.
I like I said the other week. 4 is very well written dialogue and very interesting characters wrapped around a really dumb premise.
Yeah, I read a whole thing about how the budget of 2, like the budget of 1 ended up being like $80 million,
and it did horribly. Yeah,
and it did horribly, and then 2 was like $11 million, and it did way better.
Yes,
and it actually had action stuff from
yeah, it actually had action.
The fact that the theme song from the first one is the theme they end up using in Star Trek Next Generation. Yeah. All right.
We need to get
all this tonight.
We need to delve into the Star Trek universe again. It's been a long time.
Start with the TV shows.
Now, what are your thoughts of the last 3? Every time you talk about Star Trek, you always go back to the classics.
Well,
all 3
the newest ones. Have there been
Chris
3?
Pine,
there were 3.
Yeah,
it was a trilogy.
3 J.J. Abrams ones.
Yeah,
J.J. Abrams had a trilogy.
Which I still don't understand why in the world Spock is flying around with a giant red blob that can destroy planets. What was the purpose of that?
You collect things.
That he got Spock. That he got Leonard Nimoy to be in.
Yes,
as himself as Spock.
Yeah, there's that one. It's Star Trek Into Darkness.
Right.
Yeah, well, there's the one they brought Khan back.
That's what I didn't see. Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yes.
And they changed the storyline. Oh, that's what I wanted to share. This is what I saw. Star Trek Into Darkness were good. Beyond stuff.
It was Beyond. Star Trek.
I have not seen Beyond.
How about?
None of them are bad.
With all of them, we do all of them.
I liked the first one a lot.
And I did. I liked it too.
I thought were completely forgettable.
I thought they were all 3 okay. None of them that memorable, and none of them that bad.
There are a lot of lens flares.
Yeah, everything. He's all lens flare. For no reason. Like right now, there would be ones coming.
Oh, absolutely. Why not? Just for drama's sake.
So Walter Koenig, Chekhov, when the writer they let all the original Star Trek cast read the script apparently of Star Trek 2 because the guy had never really watched it. There we go.
Oh, whoa! Look at that.
What deck building game?
Star Trek deck building game sitting on the shelf right next to me.
Holy moly!
So he read the script.
Life-size deck. He could build that.
He purposely did not tell the guy that wrote the script that he was never in the episode with Khan. So when Khan recognizes him, he's like, I didn't want to correct him because I knew if I corrected him, he would have been like, oh, maybe Sulu should be the one doing that instead. And he goes, George Takei can't do the scream the way I can when the thing's going into my ear.
Yes.
And then I realized I don't know that Sulu was on that episode either.
He was on the show in the first season, though.
Yeah, but I don't think he was on the Khan episode.
I don't remember. I don't know if he was in Space Seed or not.
So Adams does not appreciate the fan service that J.J. Abrams brought to.
He is big for that.
Star Trek and Star Wars.
He is very big for that. Yeah.
The fact that he did both.
If we're gonna jump over to Star Wars for a second, I really enjoyed what he did in The Force Awakens, and then I felt it all fell apart after that.
Yeah.
To me, the other two, Last Jedi shot off in a weird direction, and he tried to JJ tried to pull it back around. I would have rather. I mean, this is the mind-blowing thing for me about movies of that caliber. You're being held responsible for this unbelievably huge major franchise, and you do this, The Force Awakens, and there's really not a roadmap for the next two movies.
That's what I don't understand. That's what Marvel got right.
Yeah.
Is by having one person who, even though you had different directors, even though you had different writers, you had one person who was in charge of tying it all together and making sure that it was at least reasonably consistent and building towards something. Right. And it's something that DC has not figured out yet for some reason.
And DC has decided to not worry about it. DC has decided, you know what? We'll see about maybe getting these people back together later, right? Like maybe we shouldn't rush it.
And to be blunt, Marvel's going to have a hard time replicating that in the next phase, because that was such a massive undertaking that went far beyond any expectations they could have ever had.
Starting with Black Widow, what could possibly go wrong?
Isn't DC going to use?
No, they're starting with WandaVision.
DC has Michael Keaton as Batman in The Flash, and they have Brandon Routh as Superman. I just heard.
Well, yeah, because they're exploring a multiverse, right?
Now, Brandon Routh, I thought when I went and saw that movie, which I think you referred to as Superman 5, because there wasn't a Superman 5, right? Or was there 5 with Christopher Reeve, or just 4?
I thought there was 5. I can tell you.
I think there were only 4.
I think this movie is technically what would have happened after 2. Like this should have been Superman 3.
Well, didn't they when they made Man of Steel, didn't they say that Man of Steel realistically picks up?
No, Man of Steel is a reboot.
2 left off?
Yeah. No, that was Superman Returns. That's the one. Brandon Routh is not Man of Steel, right?
Superman Returns, you're right.
Right. That one picks up where 2 left off because Lois Lane and
there's just too many Superman.
But I thought Brandon Routh looked the part because he looked a little bit like Christopher Reeve. He kind of sounded like him. I don't know. Christopher Reeve was my favorite, obviously, because
it's also going to be interesting to see what Disney now does now that they have the Fantastic Four, now that they have the X-Men.
It is
because if they're not careful, they can fall into the trap. Because you remember the TV show Heroes, right? Which had a really excellent first season. I loved the first season, and it fell completely apart after that.
We stopped watching it after the first season.
For a couple of reasons. Part of it was writing, but one of the things is every episode they introduced new characters. Every stinking episode without getting rid of the old ones. So pretty soon you were following 10 plot lines at once and giving each of them 6 minutes, if that. And it was just ridiculous.
That's what happened to Glee. It's funny, but it's true. But yeah, I agree that Marvel is likely going to fall under a lot of criticism no matter what next steps they are, because everything led up so well to what they had. And now, thanks to 2020, they've had an enormous break.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Where people have lost that, like, hey, every 6 to 8 months, you go see another Marvel movie, and you're going to get some TV shows on Disney Plus, which may or not meet people's expectations. I don't know.
The only thing Marvel sort of fumbled was the Vision. The only thing Marvel sort of fumbled was the Hulk, because you had the Ang Lee one first, and then you had the Ed Norton one, and then you had the Mark Ruffalo, and but even that didn't spoil anything. It just was a bit awkward.
I think it was where they were getting their footing. Because they didn't anticipate, they planned on making those movies without the idea of having it be a universe. And then Iron Man did so well.
Iron Man blew the doors off the thing.
And they were like, okay, crap, we're going to add a little bit to the Hulk that ties that in at the last second. But then they weren't able to get Ed Norton, to continue with that role. And I think Mark Ruffalo does an amazing job. So I don't need Ed Norton in my MCU. You got Ed Norton in my MCU. You got MCU in my Ed Norton. No, I don't need that. I'm happy with Mark Ruffalo in the role, but I do agree.
Our movie show.
And I don't think they own the rights to the Hulk to do another full-on Hulk movie, which is why I think he's always aside.
Well, that's why they're still working. I mean, obviously it's a very coordinated plan. They're trying to pull in all of the Marvel rights under the Disney umbrella. So they got all the Fox stuff, and that got a bunch of it because they had Fantastic Four, they had the X-Men, they had Deadpool.
But they're going with the Eternals.
Yes,
which is
a comic I used to read.
Okay, but there's like 15 people in that movie.
I know because it was an entire because there was Medusa, Black Bolt. I mean,
I am nervous about that because that's so far beyond like introducing the Guardians of the Galaxy. That is that's a lot of people to introduce in one movie and expect to accept that that's part of the same universe.
It's a lot of people to get the right casting too.
That's a lot of for me to buy. Let's put this on a realistic level where my problem is that if they come out with a movie with like 12 main characters, that's a crap ton of Funko Pops.
That's what it's all about.
I don't have shelf space for that. You
have to get a storage space.
I'm gonna have to rent out, a room somewhere just to display my Funko Pops.
Get a room. Speaking of rooms,
what do you got?
I'm gonna go.
Oh, it's getting late.
It's 8:30. It's 11:30 for you guys.
It's 8:30.
It's Friday night.
It's Friday night. I'm just starting. It's beginning.
We haven't even eaten yet. I've got to get very early tomorrow to go on my drive to do my show from the car.
Don't be rude.
There you go.
Don't be rude. Nasty woman.
I like this.
China.
Like a little
make a song out of it.
China.
Auto-tune the news. Oh, did you see Weird Al's new video?
I did see the Weird Al video. That was amazing.
That was really good.
That was fantastic and so fast.
Yes.
So fast. Weird
Done
Al,
with the guys who did auto-tuning the news. Yeah.
The debate where he's got a song and he's taking snippets from the event. I mean, clearly it leans to the left.
A bit, but not ridiculously so.
But I think for the most part, for a song.
Fun. Yeah.
I'm going to watch it.
I absolutely would recommend everybody the moment this is over.
Yes.
Google Weird Al
debate. Yes, or whatever. Yeah.
It's so good.
It's good.
It's so great. It is the best recap of the. I
love the leaf blower.
Yeah, thank the Lord for Weird Al. In 2020, at least we still have Weird Al.
Do you guys discuss beforehand? Like, let's see how long we can get Dan to extend this. Like, as soon as he says he wants to end it, let's ignore it and just keep talking.
Well, you have the power in your fingertip to end at any moment.
It is true. It is true. That is correct.
My mom said good night. Watch you tomorrow. See, my mom's.
Well, I think, and it is now officially 11:30. It's
there we go.
Too late. We have to go.
Good night, Dan.
End the show.
Good night, Eric.
Now you're just. Oh, okay. Now I realize we're having BLT sandwiches for dinner. I'm hungry.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, go eat dinner tomorrow morning, live from the road.
Yes, and then Monday's the double feature. Please watch the movies.
That's fantastic. And then please watch the movies for Monday night so we can talk this fall season, October, Halloween, Beetlejuice, Young Frankenstein. You will not believe what I have to say about number 4. No, I'm kidding.
You won't believe about Marty Feldman, what I found out about Marty Feldman.
All right.
Good night.
All right, good night, everybody. Let me get the closing thing going.
Bullshit.
Good night.
I gotta take the Clutch Radio thing off.
What are you doing?
I gotta do the closing thing. Hold on. And
you are fake news.